Welcome back, Michigan fans. Tonight is a very intriguing night on the basketball recruiting spectrum at 6:15 Eastern, 5:15 Central for those who live in Chicago. Seth Trimble, the point guard in the 2022 class, will be announcing where he'll be going to college for 2022. He's recently visited both Michigan and North Carolina, uh, with the Michigan visit coming from June 11th to 13th. You can look on his Twitter page for pictures from both those visits, and the North Carolina visit being a 48-hour visit from June 16th to June 17th. He also visited Marquette in Wisconsin recently, but as I've talked about in a previous video, it does appear that this race for Seth Trimble will come down to Michigan and North Carolina, two blue blood programs. And here we have Trimble's homepage on Rivals. So, as you can see here, down by his ranking history, he was not the highest rated recruit as a sophomore. In fact, he was unrated as a sophomore on Rivals 150. Now, he began to rise as scouts took note of his size, which blossomed to 6'3" by his junior year, as well as his crazy athleticism, good shooting touch, good ball handling, the intangibles for a point guard, and his ability to pass and defend at a reasonable skill level for a top guard. So offers started pouring in, starting with Milwaukee, which is right by his home high school team of Menominee Falls in Wisconsin on Lake Michigan. And then he got USC, TCU, and all the way down at the top of his most recent offers are Michigan and North Carolina. Now, Michigan offered May 11th. When Trimble heard about this offer, when Trimble was notified of this offer, he immediately put on his Twitter page and seemed very excited on his Twitter about this offer. I've read that he really wanted to get an offer from Michigan. He was getting offers from other Big Ten teams, Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, and getting the Michigan offer to Seth Trimble was a big deal. So he got some Michigan crystal balls. He got some Michigan casts on Rivals, and Michigan seemed to have the lead on Seth Trimble as he developed a relationship with both Juwan Howard and Phil Martelli. But North Carolina did enter the picture. They offered Seth Trimble on June 15th officially, which is so late. But I guess that it doesn't matter because Hubert Davis, obviously North Carolina's head coach after Roy Williams stepped down, really has locked in on Seth Trimble. Just Seth Trimble's visit the other day apparently went well according to the UNC Insider. The 48 hours, he spent almost the entire time on campus. And a huge deal here with Seth Trimble is that his brother, JP Takoto, did play for North Carolina from 2013 to 15 and was a second-round NBA draft pick. So he had a good experience in Chapel Hill. Obviously, that's not good if you're a Michigan fan because having a brother who had a great experience at college will definitely influence your decision-making. And on the visit for Seth Trimble a couple days ago, his brother came and brought some of his old teammates from North Carolina, Kennedy Meeks, Nate Britt, Isaiah Hicks, some guys that basketball fans will recognize from very good North Carolina teams. They're all very close-knit still. They're a family, and I'm sure that did impact Seth Trimble when he was on that visit. However, he had a good Michigan visit as well. I will say that. The photos indicate that he was having a good time with Juwan, having a good time with some of the current Michigan players. And he does have pictures from a long time ago with Jordan Poole and saying he was the next Michigan phenom. So he's clearly a pretty decent fan of Michigan, and that's why Michigan's still in this race. Now, obviously, he put his decision right after the visit to North Carolina, which is never a good sign. And obviously, this late North Carolina charge has flipped the future cast and even the fan opinions. Now, 247 has put in a bunch of crystal balls for Seth to go to North Carolina. Rivals has put in these casts for him to go to North Carolina, and even the fans are starting to flip towards North Carolina when Michigan did lead in this yesterday, I think. Now North Carolina leads, still only 40% approval rating, but that's going to keep going up because, yeah, North Carolina has made this run at Seth Trimble. And then I will talk about also Doug McDaniel committed to Michigan a couple days ago, a fellow point guard in the class. That's Normally, you don't have 2 point guards in your class. I will say if Seth Trimble made this commitment, he would definitely have the edge on Doug McDaniel to get playing time, but it would be a battle. Seth Trimble is higher rated. We just talked about his rise in the recruiting rankings. 247 has him ranked 54th, by the way. And apparently the 247 director of recruiting has said that ranking will continue to rise based on Seth Trimble's athleticism, his level of play, his talent, 6'3", 185, and potentially could get to 6'5" by the time he is in college. So he will be a sought-after player. But it's down to Michigan and North Carolina. And that Doug McDaniel commitment a couple days ago kind of might have been the nailing blow to Michigan's chances to land Seth Trimble, I hate to say. Because I do love Doug McDaniel, but I think Seth Trimble's potential is just superior to Doug McDaniel's. His size, his athleticism, I've talked about over and over again, but it's really true. He is very rare for a point guard to have those traits. Doug McDaniel's size is definitely nowhere near as appetizing as Seth Trimble. He's only 5'10". And so I think Doug McDaniel is a good point guard, but I do think that Seth Trimble would have been a great get for Michigan, and it's looking more and more likely that North Carolina lands him. I will say that Michigan has a chance still, and that's not to be taken lightly because we know Juwan Howard's a great recruiter, and Michigan had the lead for so long. They offered a month prior to North Carolina. There is still some hope that Seth lands in Ann Arbor. It is just the momentum has been shifting for the past week, and it's been shifting fast. So that's where this stands. He will make the decision tonight, so there's not too much longer to wait, which honestly is probably a good thing because he'll just favor more time will favor North Carolina. They've been making such a push for him. So we can hope for the best. He made both his visits to North Carolina and Michigan in the past 2 weeks, so they're fresh in his mind. And I think he had a great time on both of them. If I had to pick, obviously, I'd go with North Carolina, but I made this video because I wanted to just touch on this guy because there is a chance that he will be going to Michigan in 2022, and he will, if he goes to Michigan, be a regular player on the team for years to come. So that's what's going on with Seth Trimble. I hope for the best in this recruitment, but it's looking like North Carolina has this one. And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and see ya in a new one. I'm going to be making more in the future about our centers, about power forwards in the 2022 class and 2023. So thank you for watching.